Good afternoon, curling fans. Welcome into another curling broadcast here on Curdia. Of course, I'm John, and as always, this is Pim. I tried doing that in one breath, and I didn't take a big enough breath.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
already starting out pretty well today.
Yeah.
No, but we've had a pretty good weekend of curling here. We've had 21 matches in the club, not necessarily on the broadcast, but a lot of curling getting down to the final session of the weekend. We've got some League B matches going on, League B and C going on the ice right now, but today we're going to be watching the League B match between My Ijs and Dun Schrobkes. Dun Schrobkes, a tough team from the Netherlands. They're really strong. Pim, you talked with them earlier today. How do you feel about them?
Yeah, I think they're a pretty strong team, and we can talk about the teams. And like you said, a lot of games so far in the league. So maybe we can give our viewers a little bit of an update on kind of the league standings so far and what's happening here at the Belgium Curling League. Start from the bottom and
Yep.
work ourselves up. So yeah, we have two C divisions. Group 1 and Group 2. In Group 2, we can see Arctic Foxes. They're kind of dominant in that league. 3 wins, 1 loss. I think Arctic Foxes with Kim, they are looking to promote to the B division. Well, as you can see, 4 out of 7 teams in those C groups will go up to the B division. So it's still pretty packed out there. I think this is going to be a close race here because, as you can see, 4 points, 4 points, 3-3-2. All of these teams basically are fighting for a spot in the top 4.
Yep.
I think that's the same for the other group, C1. Broomies, of course, they are hammering each and every match so far. I think one of their goals was maybe to reach about 100 stones for for the entire league.
Well, that was your goal for them.
That was my goal, yeah.
After you showed the statistics last night, yeah, that was definitely a possibility.
Yeah, but I think they are sitting pretty strong. Basically, they had to forfeit, unfortunately, earlier, but I think they're just way out there. They're going to be in B, and they have like 80 plus stones. So I think this is by far the strongest team here. But after the Broomies, I think same story here. Everything can be close. Piliklan, Romanian team, was here all weekend. They will be coming back next week, and then a couple of Belgian teams. And the Luxembourg ladies, they were this close from promoting to B last season. I think their goal is to enter the B league after New Year's here.
Yep. They haven't quite played as strong as they did last season, last round, but I think they're still a tough team to contend with, and I think they're going to be. They've put some pressure on some of these other teams. They do have 2 losses, but I think they were both fairly close losses. So
yeah, and then the college boys in Morocco. Morocco 4 losses so far, and they're playing the college boys this afternoon. So the Moroccan team looking for their first win, and same for the college boys.
Yeah.
For both teams, it would be their first ever win in the Belgian Curling League, so they're really looking for that first moment of victory.
Yep. And Morocco is definitely, we've seen them a couple of times here in the club. They were actually in Copenhagen in the same tournament we played in a couple of weeks ago, and they're starting to get better. They're still a relatively new team. The skip started curling last year in December. The rest of the team started this year in May. So really, really new team, but you can see them making progress each time they get out on the ice.
Yeah, that's the cool thing with new teams. You can see, well, they start off at an entry level, but you can have that kind of very steep growing curve in your first season, basically. And you already see it happening with Morocco, and you see it happening with teams like Begeleiding and other teams. Just teams in under 2 years, you can go from I don't really know what to do to I can make it difficult for some kind of average regular teams out there.
Yep. So they're going to be on, college boys in Morocco are playing on sheet B tonight, this afternoon. We're gonna we'll keep tabs on the score over that, give you guys updates as we go along. But that's gonna move us over to League B.
Yeah, and League B is interesting. I think before the weekend, the Grey Ducks were kind of tipped off as strongest team. They had a victory against the Brewers Ducks already. But remember, on Thursday, they had a loss against Steenhoed. Steenhoed playing good, but Grey Ducks not on their best skill level. And kind of was a bit of the same story yesterday evening on the stream where we broadcasted the Grey Ducks against Jakob Juk. And they left a couple of things short, so all of a sudden they have 2 wins, 2 losses, and yeah, it's the race is wide open again for promotion, and every team is looking for those promotion spots. Especially we have 2 teams going up to A in a single group. But after New Year's, we will have 2 B leagues, so the spots in A will be super expensive.
Yep.
So if you want to make a move and try to reach for that A division, now is the time to do it, because after New Year's, it's kind of going to be double as hard, I guess.
Yep. So, yeah, staying good, sitting solid. They have that one solid win over Grey Ducks. It's their only match they've played so far, but they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I think if the legend of the Mustache Man holds true, they're going to be the team to beat in this pool.
Yep.
But Grey Ducks still sitting up there, 4 points. So they've got some. They've still got a bit of an advantage. They're still looking good. But that's going to move us over to the A League.
This is the big league. This is the spotlight league. This is the arena of legends. This is where history is written in Belgium curling. And if you want to feel important, this is eventually the kind of the league where you want to participate. At least reaching there is one goal. Trying to be competitive in there is a second. But after that, you want to go for those glory titles: first spot, second spot, third spot, and eventually maybe trying to play for the Belgium Curling League. I think Team Verreken is. I wouldn't say out of the league because they're obviously in there, but they are considered the best team in Belgium. I think they have 4 or 5, 5 consecutive league wins so far. But then all of the other 7 teams, they are trying to claim that spot. Glasgow Rangers is one of them.
Yep. And you see the Takeout Tigers. That's Tim and I, along with Frank and Andres. We're sitting up there on top. We've played 4 matches, 3-1. Our lone loss against the Desperate Housekeepers, who are a tough team. Those are one of those teams that's going to be challenging for the title. So they caught us on a bad night, and they played really well. So hats off to them. But we came back, played really strong against Ket Cone. I think we finished that game very strong. Two 3-end steals, 3 ends. We stole twice, 3 points each end. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a clever way to say it, but there isn't. So kind of we started feeling ourselves, and we're getting a little bit better. We've still got some tough matchups against Team Reese and Viry Chatillon, and then, of course, against Team Verreken to close out our season. So, we're looking at, we want to try to get in there, to get into that last match, and one loss going against a one-loss Team Verreken. Who knows? That could be for the league title, but we can't take the Reese and Chatillon for granted.
That's true, because that's also one thing. If you look at the kind of amount of matches played, this league table is obviously skewed because some teams played 3-4 matches, whereas Reese and Viry, they still have to begin their journey in the A League. So you tend to kind of forget about those teams at some point, but they can move up out of nowhere and claim a top position. Who knows? So still a lot of things that could happen. But the goal is here. Who is going to relegate back to B, and who is going to fight for that top position? I think end of November there are a couple of league matches again, and then it should start to take shape. And in December, this is where it's money time for a lot of these teams.
Yep.
But interesting league, and I think we can have a quick peek to the B division again, because we have a game. Wipe My Ass sitting 7th so far, but only one loss, only one game, playing against Dun Schrobkes. Dun Schrobkes won earlier in a very close game against Jakovjak. It was up and down. It was kind of a 50-50 odds, but Dun Schrobkes were able to pull it off. And now we have the Lowlands Derby, Belgium against the Netherlands. Always nice to see. I hope we have some fans from both countries tapping in. I know both teams have a huge fan base. So, John, what do you know about Wipe My Ass? How do they progress over the last couple of years here in Belgium?
They've definitely stepped up their game. They originally started out as the fun guys of the club. Come down to curling on a night, have some beers, maybe get out on the ice, maybe not. Depending on how good the beers tasted. They still enjoy their beers, but they're getting out there. They've been training a little bit more, and you've seen their skill level go up. So they're definitely, they didn't get promoted by accident last season. They definitely earned their way up because some big wins. But competition going up a level means the competition gets a little bit stronger, so they're going to have to find their focus and really kind of get these things iron out some of the mistakes. You can't really be throwing stones away a lot at this level, so you've got to try to make sure you minimize the mistakes and make good choices. And I think Vincent is their skip has really seen progress in his skipping abilities and his tactical choices. And I think they're going to be doing pretty well in this league.
Yeah, I think Dun Schrobkes, they are one of the kind of teams that is Yeah, is participating in Belgium for a couple of years now. They had a couple of seasons where they weren't able to kind of form a team, but now they are still solid as a team in the B League. And I spoke to the guys and said, "What's your ambition? Why are you here in Belgium?" And they want to kind of see if they can get into A. There's kind of a mixed feeling. Maybe just play a solid season in the B and show people here that they are a solid B team is one ambition, but. I think Wouter and Bart they will say, okay, but why not try and go to the A division? A couple of players in the Netherlands are really showing big progress, big potential. I think the Netherlands also were able to knock out Canada in the World Mixed in the playoff stage, which is pretty strong. So yeah, the Netherlands is still a country to reckon with in terms of curling, and they want to show that Curling Club Tilburg, because most of the players here are represented by Curling Club Tilburg. They are kind of a tough team in there. So their ambition is to go to the A-League, and rumors are spreading that they might bring in a second team after New Year. They're trying to kind of forge a second one here. So who knows?
Vincent wanting. So
Yeah.
Yep.
So
wanting to check the microphone. He's all right.
He's all right, yeah. So yeah, Dun Schrobkes strong team, and also Curling Club Tilburg looking to build their own curling venue in Tilburg, dedicated ice. So that could be awesome if we could travel to Tilburg and play some bonspiels or maybe competition games, or maybe if the Belgian leagues keeps on growing, who knows? Could expand to like
venues,
we could have multiple venues. That could be an awesome thing, like the A-League here, B League there, or switching around, traveling around. That could be huge. But that's for the future. But if there are people from the Netherlands watching, people like if the mayor of Tilburg is watching, if you have to spend your money, I think curling is a good investment for your for your town there. We approve of that investment. So yeah, think about like this game. Who gets to pick first for our predictions? I'm not sure yet.
I won the last pick, so you get to go first this time.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with Dun Schrobkes then. I think 2 reasons for that. Wipe my ass. They kind of never played for top spot in the B League. They also the team that joined the League B. They were in C last year, so they promoted. So they are kind of the promotion team. Whereas the Schrobkes, I consider them slightly stronger, more experienced, perhaps. So I'm putting my my money on the Dutchies, because I have a Dutch family-in-law. I'm kind of supposed to to be sympathetic to the people from the north once in a while.
Well, I hate doing this, but I am going to have to follow your pick. I'm taking Dun Schrobkes as well. I think they have the experience and the talent with Bart at the skip and throwing 4 stones. That it's gonna. Plus, they've already played today. They're warmed up. They're familiar with the ice. I think the Wipe My Ass guys are great. They're going to give them a tough battle, but I just think that Dun Schrobkes is going to have that little bit extra to take it in.
Yep, I think I can follow that argument. So I think they're ready to kick off the game. So let's hop over to the ice.
Starting things off for Wipe My Ice, they have, or Dun Schrobkes has the hammer and will be playing the yellows.
Yeah, and we have Paul de Vries playing as a third and vice skip for Wipe My Ass. That's also an interesting fact for the team.
Get the mics skips unmuted, and we will be able to follow along with them as well. The first stone just carrying into the house.
Yep.
So Schrobkes going for it.
Go, Dagmar.
Really working this one. Trying to push over just a little bit.
Roll.
Letting the roll, gets it over on the corner, keeping that center clear. Very nice.
L4. It's in that bumper.
We saw this ice last night, and we were seeing that it curled quite a bit on that open ice side, that side that Joost is coming up right now. The other side was a little bit straighter, but we're going to see, like, as the ice progressed, or the match progressed, the ice got a little bit more curly. So he's lighter weight stones, once they go, they really start to go. This is going to drag over on top. Dun Schrobkes playing with two Wouters. Wouter K, Wouter
Nice, mooi.
D for Drubble.
Dribble and
Dribble.
Wouter Kok.
Vier is netjes. Lijn lijkt goed. Curls wel hard. Clean. Yep. Uit.
Trying to sweep this one. Is that going to get around with red? Not so sure.
Sorry, mijn fout. Helemaal
Giving up
scherp.
on this one. Taps the red one
Ik was niet helemaal
over to the
scherp.
side.
Yeah, it curls quite nice once it's crossing the center line. That was the case yesterday in the Gradix game against Jakob Juk, where both teams were trying to find the good broom and the good line for those types of draws. I think these teams will have to figure out the ice in the first end as well.
To be okay. No, it didn't sweep it, so that's going to catch onto the yellow and kind of drags into the house. It seemed to be Joost is giving the thumbs up, so we're okay with that.
11.
So some of you have seen this poll in the chat, so we have a, you guys get to pick the
Hit
winner.
the
So there's
wall,
a poll right now. Wipe My Ass is 67% of the vote.
Ooh, and
So
we have Wipe My Ass fans in the back in the stands waving the flag there. Always nice to see.
Oh.
Yeah, the Wipe My Ass, they always bring their merch, their
Whoa.
team branding.
banners in the window, the fans with the flags.
Push. Yep.
I think this one to curl over just a little
That's
bit.
okay. Prima.
That one is going to catch, roll over into the middle.
Mooie lengte.
Nice hit from Dagmar there. And saying we're going to do the same, and obviously I think they would like to try to get this roll back underneath their own yellow stone. So unfortunately, just a little bit wide. That one does not have
Niks aan te doen.
kind of curl, and yeah, nothing to do on that one.
Laten we dit maar doen. Top 8 lengte.
Looking to place one outside, wanting to split the house, keep it roughly the same height, so no possibility of a double.
Hi
Hij is mooi,
Daniel.
alleen lengte. Ik wil hem hier.
Good
Lijn is
afternoon,
goed. Krijgen we
Daniel.
er zeker in. Minimaal vol 12. Helpt wel.
Oh, skip sweeping early in the match. We
Okay.
love it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
but
fine.
he's not
Push him
really
in.
doing much.
Push hem niet. Oh.
So we're
Yeah.
not quite getting the curl wide that they thought it was, but I still think it's a... Okay, Stone stays above the T line. There's a possibility for a double there, but
Neem maar weg.
sweeping going.
Don't forget to take off the gripper there.
Wait, looks to be okay.
Niks
Start
doen.
to curl over. That is going to catch on the side, but maybe a little bit too much.
Ja, is
And
nog wel
it's
hard.
gonna slide out.
Goed. Weg is weg.
Vincent saying, yeah, maybe just a little bit too hard, but if that was any lighter, that might not have hit at all. So probably should have swept that to
Top 12.
hit a little bit thicker. Guard here, top 12, top of the house.
Lijn is oké, alleen lengte. Oké, I like hard. I like harder.
Well, they're indicating it might
I
be
like
a
back
little bit
8 of
heavy,
so.
so
Hou maar af. Freeze is oké, maar hij tapt hem ook al.
maybe a little hard. That's going to tap. Trying to get a little bit of gap between it, so the double's a little bit harder. A Wipe My Ass supporter in the chat. Welcome. I think it's.
No,
I'm not going to say that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I thought so. I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll give it a try, but no, that's definitely not a not a family-friendly username. But welcome.
I was.
Voilà,
Yeah,
voilà.
John is not a native Dutch speaker, so I was trying to throw in a disclaimer if John was being tricked.
It took me a second, but then I remembered what that word meant. So, all right, gets one,
Okay.
rolls the shooter over, half
Oh,
buried.
very nice.
I like that one.
Yeah, sitting shot. Sitting behind that yellow stone in front of the house, so that's something Schrobkes they want to deal with right now. I think it curls enough, so they're going to try take it out with a hack weight.
Yep.
Straight away before he even let it go.
Yeah,
was
see how
calling
it-
for the sweep.
Already curling very hard right now,
Yep.
Hou maar. Hou maar.
and you can see in the background
Wouter.
a bit of a
Wouter,
running.
Wouter.
Paul forgetting he is the
Ah,
vice. He
Yeah.
needs to come down. So this one.
Hij dacht
goes
misschien op die
through.
linker.
I was overcurled
Right.
by a lot, unfortunately for
Amen.
Mr. Drubble. Trouble, as he
Proberen van
likes
die
to
rechter te
call
komen
himself.
Ik denk dat dat het beste is, want dan is een deen ook nog een beetje beschermd.
Yeah, looking to bring something in, just right about there. Kind of stop, give it a little guard in between, take away kind of a draw-free situation.
Ja, we gaan dat niet doen. Hè. Ik ga die liggen. Ja.
Staying off of it. Once it
Ja,
starts
dat
to
kan
go,
dus wel
there it
gebeuren.
goes. Is that too heavy though?
Nee, niet.
And then try to avoid tapping out your own red one.
Ai, ai,
Do
ai.
that.
Ouch,
Do it
ouch.
and roll.
Oh, and they were sitting strong, and all of a sudden they kind of,
Yeah,
damaged
that's-
themselves a bit there.
Een rolletje hier.
Yeah, leaving it out in the open.
Ik denk dit met control.
Schrobkes could set them if they get this roll over underneath
Yeah, down,
that,
but
that
no
yellow.
harder
They
than
could be
that
setting
with the
themselves up
void.
for a 3 or 4 end. So.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. A bit of a team discussion there, like what went wrong.
Yeah, just too much weight.
Ja,
That's-
als een rolletje naar rechts kan, zolang je stikt, is het goed. Ja, je moet beter dan die rechter rooien. Dus half in vouwvoet is al goed. Control.
I like it when they use the keywords. I just have to click that single button. Going for control weight on this one. Most important is making sure the red gets out of there, and if the shooter rolls, they want it to stay better than that red that was biting on the edge of the house. This one looks to be just fine. It's going to catch it right on the nose and knocks it out of the way.
I think for Wipe My Ass, it's either trying to put something behind the yellow one or freeze up against the yellow stone that was just played by Dun Schrobkes. But,
Ja, er is niet veel anders.
both stones are not easy, and they are facing 3 yellow stones in the house right now.
Als ik hier kan vriezen, krijgen ze hem niet weg, maar ja, dat is natuurlijk ook niet alles.
Yeah, I think sometimes they have to. Newer skips.
Als ik nu probeer te liggen en ik ben
Less
terug te hard,
experienced skips tend to
dan
look
moeten ze
at
maar gewoon een bij
how
leggen.
do we score.
Dus ik kan misschien,
Sometimes it's
Ja,
just
voilà.
how do we
Dus ik-
prevent them from
als
scoring.
ik
a
te
lot.
hard ben, blijft hem nog wel liggen, dan is er wel een weg. We gaan die in de... Dus... Het kan zo gaan.
Try to freeze this one.
Ja, zoiets.
I think of their options, this is probably the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
If he's heavy,
If it's
well,
heavy,
it
and
doesn't curl that much on this side, so if he's heavy, he's probably missing.
yeah,
So they really would rather, I think, be light and be in a position where maybe there's a jam possibility. But it definitely needs to get into the light.
Ik denk dat hem trager is als mijn vorige. Ja, moet vriezen. Ja.
He has to get all the way down there. Looks like it's okay. May not need to sweep this.
Wacht.
a small no step is also not the worst.
Ja. Maar hij moet...
Oh. I like that. Maybe a little bit heavier. Probably didn't need to sweep, but...
Ah, zo ja. Misschien ja.
Nee, dus je moet nu gewoon goed vegen. Als hij erop zit, gewoon al vegen. Zolang hij eruit is het goed.
Basically either side of the nose and they can get 4 here.
Oké. Ja, hij heeft een rolletje naar links toe.
Yeah, it's an option here for Dun Schrobkes to start off with 4 points in the first end, so things, the sun is shining over the Netherlands.
Yep.
They do have to make sure. First job is get rid of the red.
Oh no, is it?
This one curling. They're trying to hold this line. I think this one's going to catch the red, move it out. They are going to lose the shooter, so only 3, but that's still a strong score to start off with.
Yeah. For a minute there I worried it picked up a curl and was gonna miss, but it was just enough to tap out red. And Bart and Wouter, they're happy with this result, of course. 3 is looking pretty good on the scoreboard.
Strong start. Gotta love that. And for Wipe My Ass, just a couple of mistakes. You know, Vincent's first stone being too heavy, taking their own and moving it out, and then also the freeze just overswept it. Didn't probably need to sweep it at all. It would have been okay, but you know, really getting nitpicky at that point. So Wouter will be starting things off here for Dun Schrobkes in the second end as they lead it 3-0 over Wipe My Ass.
Hij lijkt hard, maar hij lijkt back 8 of zo.
Bart suggesting it might be too heavy, going to sit in the back 8, back of the white circles. This one is looking like that. Maybe a little bit deeper. If Vincent can sweep it, he can maybe get it all the way through. Nope, just going to get it into the 12. Vincent opting for a center guard here. With the hammer, normally you want to keep that center open, but some teams struggle playing with corner guards, so Vincent opting to play in the middle. So on this one, want to make sure it gets as deep as possible. All right, is this going to be overswept and get into the house? Just a touch.
Yeah, well executed compared to where Vincent asked the stone. It's fairly close to the requested position. Of course, being in or out of the house makes a difference
Ja, maar weer die
from
hekweet die je
a
net
strategy point of
gooide.
view.
Yep. I think they could have gotten off it, and I think that's something Vincent needs to start recognizing when the stones are coming down, like as they get closer to the house, like, hey, okay, get off it, or at least give some communication to the sweepers to look for the weight and see where they're going to end up.
Uit. Oh, Dagmar.
Coming over, they don't want a nose hit because that will jam on the back.
Mooi bal.
So gets off it and pushes it through.
And Webmass, they don't use chronos to measure stones, and they don't often shout estimated weights, so not always easy, I guess, for a skip to kind of revert to a plan B or kind of consider options.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more communication from them. I think as they grow as a team, that's something that they're going to have to work on is picking up the communication skills to let the skip know where to go, what to do.
Laat hem maar gewoon vallen.
He's got a really nice line, but not
Well,
going to be covered. They're going to be right on the tee.
And I think had a nice weight, but couldn't find that tucked position behind the Yellowstone.
Another takeout here from Dun Schrobkes. Dagmar with the opportunity this time.
Oké, clean. Go, clean, alleen clean. Dubbel dichtbij. Dubbel. Go. Dat is mooi.
Stay outside. Going to roll
Had
out
toch iets
now.
moeten
Vincent trying to get a little bit extra, but note that shooter is going to stay over there on the side.
Leggen.
Down there from Dagmar. It was interesting to watch how some of the teams still choose to come over the straighter side. It feels, but it is curling a little bit more than last night. I think we're seeing it's not totally straight, but you definitely get more action on the open ice side. This one just kind of staying out there, so trying to get this one into the house, into shot position, but it is not going to get covered up. On the center line.
Eentje is ideaal. Zelfde lengte.
Going for another hit and roll here, wanting to get this one underneath. Get rid of the red. Shoot and roll underneath that
Clean.
guard.
Yep. Go. Push.
Trying to get this one
Whoa.
over, staying a little bit.
Whoa. Oké, mooie bal. Ja. Iets harder dan die
Over onto
vorige.
the side again.
Okay.
So
Mooie bal.
still all right. These stones in the house. They kind of wanted to close up the middle there, but I think with 3 stones, maybe 4 in the house, I think they're pretty happy with what's going on. If they can just keep getting rid of the white My Ijs stones, then those Schrobkes will be looking pretty good.
Ja!
This one with the wrong handle. That one is going out the opposite way.
Yeah, not a whole lot you can do as a sweeper in that case.
No, that's one of those like, okay, it happened. And even the wrong weight too, if that was for to draw, that one came out of nowhere. It went just completely through, never had a chance.
Lijst mooi, alleen lengte. Ietsje wijd misschien nog. Waar? Oké, niks dan. Nog breken. Push hem als je kan.
From there. Feels a bit deep.
Waar is hij?
Oh,
Blijf maar
I
pushen dan,
sound
all the
very
way.
soft.
Lekker. Oké. Goed veeg, mooie lengte.
Good line on that one.
Again, kind of a strong setup for Dun Schrobkes. 5 stones in the house, but scattered around.
Maybe leaves a little bit of an opening there for White Mass for a hit and roll.
Denk,
And how is that, Caro? Am I a little bit better now? This feels wide. It's going to have to curl over, but is it going to have enough, too much weight on it? Yep, that is going to probably just, if it catches, it's going to catch the edge and possibly roll out. Or no, John's wrong.
Yeah.
That seemed a lot faster than it looked.
Catch the edge and roll out. But
Yeah, didn't even have enough weight in it to move the stone behind it. So yeah, use your hashtags if you like. Just a little bit louder. All right, there we go. I don't want to turn it up too much and blow everybody's eardrums out, but maybe that sounds a little bit better. Another takeout at this end. Both
Wouter,
teams really just
Wouter,
throwing stuff in the
Wouter, hard.
at the
Push
wall at
him.
this point.
All the way.
I try to
Push
get
him
this
all
to
the way.
curl over the nose. There it starts to curl, but is going
misschien
to
net gelukt.
land on the nose.
finds a way in
And
between.
Finds the gap though, so there you go.
I'm not sure if they were kind of looking to kind of take it out in between the gemstones in the back, but if that was the plan, that was an excellent plan and excellent executed.
Yeah, I don't think that is. You know, after the what was it, the Nightmare Gap video
Oh,
from
yeah,
last
yeah.
year? I don't think they really want to mess with gaps anymore. This one with extra weight, it's going to catch on something on the back. Gets rid of that back stone, but Shooter will slide over and stays in.
Yeah, I
See, I didn't finish it.
No, indeed. But
Ik gooi in dezelfde snelheid als ik
I think
daar
everybody knew where that sentence was going, but you were able to
Ja.
to stall it just long
Ja,
enough.
rolletjes oké, hè. Zolang ik stik.
I'm learning my lesson. I can't be wrong if I don't finish the thought.
Wie weet. Nou, hij heeft al 2 stenen. Maar ik, ja, diezelfde control die ik deze kant op een paar keer heb gegooid hier. Probeer ik hier ook te gooien.
For White Mass, it's going to be important to win this hammer end because there's a lot of yellow so far in the house, and I don't think they can afford a steal of 4 or 5, to be honest.
No,
Push
that's
hem.
going to be crucial that they can somehow get something in place. Red one is going to go, Shooter as well. That I'm fairly confident in.
Hierachter kunnen komen. Ja, ben ik te hard, tik ik die weg. Dat is ook geen ramp. Maar ik had, ja, bij u ongeveer.
Now they're looking at coming up that side. I would maybe be looking at coming around here. There's a lot more curl. I think it'll be a lot easier to get in around behind those
Daarachter
those
komen, want
guards.
anders hebben we een probleem.
But I guess they've been coming up that wall side the entire time, the right side, so
Een beetje inhouden, hopelijk niet te veel, omdat ik altijd te snel
Yeah,
was.
second option could be to kind of clear out the yellow stones in the front of the house, just to make sure you have an open space to make your final draw, and you kind of don't leave anything out there for the Schrobkes to draw behind.
this one is going to catch that yellow.
Ooh, and this will help Dun Schrobkes a lot.
Breed.
Yeah, taps it over or leaves that red sitting out in the middle.
Deze
So
snelheid was oké. Beetje meer naar.
Die waren wel iets
Ja.
minder hoor.
weight was okay,
Ze gaan hier niet heel
but
hard.
just not the right line.
En je wilt het liefst naar rechts rollen, denk ik. Dus doe maar dit.
So really just wanting to get rid of this red
Ietsje zachter
one.
niveau.
Yeah,
Sit
like
in the house, that would leave 6 in the house, and wipe my ass drawing against 6. That's always intimidating.
Yep, yep. Well,
Feels a bit. No, this one's okay. Oh, it is going to
Oh.
catch just off the edge of the nose, but
That's
not enough
excellent.
to worry about. So
it's very hard to draw now for White Man Ass. I mean, the draw is still there. You just have to do slightly better than the shot stone, biting the forefoot there. The space is there to make that draw, but there is not a lot of tolerance. It could work. Come in between those yellow stones
Yeah.
and maybe catch a bit of the yellow one,
Moeilijk.
like inside out.
Hier is natuurlijk backing, maar als je, ja, moet er juist tussen zijn ook. Hè.
yeah, they're discussing. They don't. Vincent doesn't really like that going through the gap, just because if you're a little bit wide or narrow, then it's.
Ja, maar een beetje te veel zo, dan tikte hier. dan
Yeah, maybe the
naar
safer
daar, een
option is
beetje
just
te
to
veel
kind
zo,
of
dan tikte
draw
hier.
over to
moeten
the
dat
left where you have a lot of
proberen,
space, and
Als ik
then
probeer
even
te
if
liggen
it's
en ik
in,
ben te traag,
in the white, you take away
dan
all
draai
of
ik
the
of te
other yellow
snel,
stones and
dan
that's
is
damage
het,
reducing.
Dan liever backing eigenlijk.
We'd rather have the backing, but the safer line is outside. Yeah.
Yeah, those kind
Als
of
je
two
dan
trains
hard
of
genoeg
thought
is,
here.
Dan liggen we shot. Hè. Ja, ik wil hierop spelen, maar zou ik take-out, dat weet ik niet.
If he throws any kind of weight at it, it should be like no more than hack weight,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Just tap yellow to the side and have your shooter sticking in the shot position is more than enough. There is no option to score more than 1 point, so it's important that the shooter ends in a shot
Gonna be
position.
looking to come in through there, get rid of this yellow, keep the shooter inside the white.
This is going to be crucial to make a good line call, I feel, for this one.
Starting to move, gotta make sure they watch it.
Starts to curl right now. Keep it straight.
I think they may have waited too long.
Yeah.
No, that is gonna crash. But does it get into second position? It looks like it does, so
Oh yeah, this is a lucky a lucky one to reduce damage. There was a small disaster.
very
Yeah.
unfortunate there, but yeah, they can breathe a little bit. Oops, I gave the wrong team a point. Let's try that again. There we go.
A decent attempt, I think. They would have been on the broom from the start, perhaps, maybe. We'll never know, of course. But allowing Schrobkes to just steal one is, I think, an outcome they can accept.
Yeah, I think when they're considering they were looking at 6, that was definitely something they needed to avoid. So good shot there from Vincent too. Sorry about that. Started to sneeze in the middle of my thought. It was a good stone there from Vincent to kind of take away the extra stones there. All right, Wout are starting things off here for Dun Schrobkes as they lead White Mass 4-0. Steal of 1 there. Could have been much worse. Going to bring this one onto the center line. That one's going to start to curl a lot once it slows down. Not on the center line, but still kind of in the middle, so
that is definitely workable, and you have the 4-point lead. So
I feel like this isn't enough ice, even though they want to get around behind, because see right there, it starts to curl. And then once it really starts to go, it goes. So that one's going to actually go around behind the yellow. Gonna try to get this one in the house.
Ja.
Not quite what they were looking for, but still a good position for it.
Top 4.
I mean, and I'm curious to see how Vincent reacts to that much curl. Will he stay away from that side because he doesn't like judging how much it swings, or will he start going more to it and giving that really wide ice?
Hij is oké, alleen lengte.
Sweeper's indicating it's a little bit on the heavy side. They're not even slowing down with it. So this one is unfortunately going to slide through. So giving a little sweep just to make sure. Wouter throwing his hands up like, what's going
Ik denk
on?
dat die vorige toch een gek paardje had of zo. Die vorige die had denk ik toch een gek paardje of zo.
Zelfde snelheid, ik geef hem meer ijs.
That to me is not enough ice. He did give more, but should be out closer to the edge of the circles.
Ja.
Maybe with some sweeping they can hold this one a little bit straighter, but as it starts to slow down.
Ja, ik wil hem er niet in tikken.
Just a little bit too light on that one. So now you've got a stacked up, you've got an offset set of guards there. Bart saying, let's go in behind it.
Oké, krijg hem zo diep mogelijk dan. All the way.
This one feels light. I think it's going to crash onto
ja,
those guards.
Yes,
it will. Not an easy side to draw. That was the case in the first end, and same here so far. Teams both struggling to curl behind those center guards.
Yep. They need to make a bigger adjustment on their ice. Got to give a lot more. This one was a little bit light in weight as well. Trying to give it a little bit more weight, but this one also coming in tight.
More of the same.
Ik ga nog meer ijs moeten vragen.
Yes. I think Vincent has seen it now. He must ask for more ice. Yeah, this is where you start looking at what the other skip's doing. When you're both trying to throw the same type of stone, that is where you start looking at where are they lining up, seeing what happens.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
This one I think was a good line, but now it's light, so it's kind of dying, and that's going to chip on again. So it really was just about the weight there. So it's a race to the house.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes with the weights, it's all about kind of sweeping early to extend that breaking point, because once it starts to break, then it can curl real hard.
Yep.
Lijkt me snel.
Vincent getting out to the edge of the house. I like that, but this one feels a little bit on the heavier side.
Misschien is het beter als hem chipt dat hij wat snelheid verliest. Nee?
That's going to just cruise by, but might be a little heavy. Is Bart going to be able to get this out? No. Ooh, yes, he does. All right, that was cheating there by holding the O.
Top 4.
So still needing a little bit less weight from Roland, and how it barely just missed the guard. They're going to need a little bit more ice as well. Wouter Dribbel's turn to try to find the right line and weight.
Alleen lengte. Hij lijkt wat harder, maar...
Luper's saying T, but Bart thinks that's heavier.
Yep.
Now they're starting to curl it, or starting to sweep it.
Kijk, kijk
Plenty of
er.
space, so it's all about the weight right now.
Push.
Yep.
Can they bury it?
This one's looking good.
Oh,
Is this
wait,
going to
hang on.
stay on top? Yes, it is going to stay above the T line.
Mooi bal.
Fantastic stone.
Yes.
Somebody has finally found the spot, the line. So
This was the stone they were looking for. Excitement. There it is.
Dat mag hard zijn, hè.
Wipe My Ass going for the run back. Peel things out, kind of open. I get that. You know,
Yeah,
it's
indeed.
normally with the hammer you want to keep things
Yeah.
open. So
They
that
already have the
is-
stone in the house, so.
Okay,
Can they
stop,
hold
stop,
the
stop.
line here?
No, this one is tight. What is
One
this
man
going to
on
do? Plan B, well, just shoves that yellow one all the way through. So
Er is
They
één
have a
weg.
double center guard.
now, are they lined up?
Ja, doe maar hetzelfde.
But
Wil je hem hoog leggen? Leg maar in. Top 8.
going for the same stone, maybe touch lighter, wanting this one top 8. If it ends up being a little bit wide, it's also okay as a guard.
Alleen lengte, lijn is oké. Ietsje wijd. Waar? Oké. Push hem. Push.
This one is wide. They want to keep this one wide.
Oh maar. Oh, oh, oh.
There. If possible, they wanted to end in a position where it doesn't allow White Mass to use it
This
to
way,
reach
Martin,
the
yeah.
shot stone, but I think it does. Yeah. Vincent's kind of showing, okay, it's useful for us. Let's try that double take out there. I see some weight on this stone.
Ja. Ja.
This one's curling over a little bit. It's going to catch on the inside. Where is this going to roll off to? Just chips on their guard over there, or their stone over there, but it stays in.
Ja, we kunnen ook die dubbel hier links gooien. Ja, ik denk niet dat als we hem hier leggen dat zij heel veel doen. Alleen het is wel een risico om ze te houden. Nee, maar als ze hier dit wegspelen, dan hebben ze niks met 3, hè?
While they're chatting, we have an update from our other sheets.
Doe maar
And the
extra.
match is going on. We're on sheet A. Ramstein leads Begleding 2-0 in the third end over there. College Boys also at the same
Okay.
score over Morocco 2-0, also
stond
in
het
the third
3.
end.
Hebben jullie het idee dat het hier nou heel langzaam is? Oké. Nou, 2 vind ik ook niet erg op zich, dus zolang die guard is daar ergens. Ja, als je kan wachten met vegen is dat denk ik wel beter. Dus niet, tenzij die echt zacht is, maar
See, White My Ass moved up to 71% in the poll. Dun Schrobkes with only 29%,
niet hard. Maar
despite the 4-0 lead. So White My Ass fans still staying confident.
Yeah, I think that kind of shows that White My Ass is able to rally their fans. They have a big fan base, that's a known fact. And they are loyal.
This one's staying a little bit on the wide side. Is this going to leave another kind of... Ooh, there's kind of a pocket double there, maybe?
Now, this is dangerous. This is shouting for a double. This is something
Just-
they
Just
didn't
catch
want.
that. Yep, coming through
Als ik
here.
hier juist naast ga, dan zitten we gebeiteld.
Oh.
Als ik hier juist naast ga, dan is het perfect, maar ik mag hem niet raken.
I'm trying to draw. Yeah, so what they're talking about is just coming in through here, and it'll get rid of both of those yellows there.
Of alle twee. Maar hij mag gewoon die 4 liefst niet raken. Dus ja, als dat dan heb ik liever dat ze nog wat vegen.
Yeah, with that double, the shot stone will stick in an interesting position as well, kind of blocking a draw for Dun Schrobkes afterwards. So that could be a fantastic stone if they make it.
Yes, let's do this.
I like the positivity from Vincent.
Important takeout here for Vincent.
Vegen jongens, vegen. Vegen, vegen.
Hold the line. They are ignoring the call to sweep.
Starting to curl in. This looks pretty good.
Excellent.
Does it get the yellow to move enough? Oh, not quite enough.
Just didn't have enough weight to really get yellow out of there, so maybe just needed a bit more pace.
Yeah, I think he was just a little bit worried about overthrowing it and not having it curly enough, so they would rather, I heard him mention something about that, so still, they've got something they can use. They can still tap that red back a little bit further.
Yeah, true.
But I think getting rid of that yellow is going to be difficult.
Still feels like a kind of a missed opportunity to really sit with a strong house and score some points, come back in the game.
Yeah.
If you're Dun Schrobkes, this is still a way to steal here with the way their Yellowstone is nicely tucked away behind all of those guards.
If Schrobkes can put a guard over this, then
they will force My Ijs to do some kind of run back.
Push hem als je kan.
I think that's just fine. That's enough of a gap that's going to take away any kind of run back opportunity.
And there's only one more run back, but that's a very, very hard one.
There is an in-off here.
That's also true. Maybe
but
this
that
is
is very tough.
Yeah. It feels like this is the kind of only decent option I see out there.
Because even if they get, if the stone doesn't come through and hit this red, so if it doesn't hit that, he's a little thick, maybe it comes over the top and can still get into a scoring spot there.
Although with the weights they need to throw to make that that takeout.
Yeah, it's always going to be tough.
Yeah. Because you have to hit the yellow one hard enough to get it out of the 8-foot. And preferably out of the house, basically. Vincent is looking at that same option here. Okay.
Now I think that's the only option they really have outside of red onto yellow onto red.
Second one, but that's maybe hardest.
No, I don't think it gets by that yellow at the right angle.
It could get yellow out.
Maybe, yeah, this one.
It will just catch it on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's harder, and there's a risk that you tap in yellow on red, so that's too risky and too hard.
Te long shots, maar we gaan dit proberen. Ja, inderdaad.
So quite a lot of ice for maybe the weight they would need to execute, but we'll have to wait and see how this plays out.
Yep.
Could be that they're just looking for a hit and roll to the button instead of a hit and take out.
It's too hard. It's not going to curl. Is that going to catch on the outside? That could actually hurt, but no.
I felt that was a bit too much ice for this call.
Yep.
Ja, ik dacht eentje, ja.
All right, a steal of 1 for Dun Schrobkes. They extend their lead to 5.
And At what point do you kind of start to play the scoreboard? 5-0 is a comfortable lead, so you can just kind of exchange hammer with 0 hammer efficiency for your opponent and just have an easy way to end the game. If you're confident that you're gonna execute on your takeouts, of course.
Yeah, I think it might still be a little bit too early to start playing the scoreboard, but you know, another big end would be good for them. All right. Wilder starting things off here for Dun Schrobkes in the fifth end. Maybe the 5-0. No, this is the fourth end. What happened?
This is the fourth end. Yeah, they're coming back. So even ends come back, odd ends go away. Excellent. On that center line, and it's in the house. It's what you kind of want if you have the score leads. See if you can tease your opponent to take it out, and if not, you can use it.
Snelheid.
It's just going to curl over and tap on the top, so not quite enough weight to get around behind it.
This helps the Schrobkes again a lot. Now they have a shot stone in the 4-foot, an option to add another guard, and that's a nice start of the game if they're going for steals again. They're just saying thank you for a double guard setup.
Nice, prima leenlengte. Okay.
Likes the line, just
Is he
looking at the
erin, denk je?
weight.
Yep.
Going for plan B, I guess. It's a bit heavier than a guards.
Oh, maar, oh.
Just gonna tap on the red, so leaves the
Okay.
yellow half covered.
Hij ligt erin.
That yellow must be in if they are looking at getting rid of it. We're gonna see some weight thrown at this one. Nose hit could double them out.
Ja.
Ooh, a little bit inside, straight away for the sweep. Sweeper's working hard to kind of hold this one. Starting to curl over. That is going to just catch the top and then chips over, gets their own, so.
For a minute there, it felt like it was just finding the gap.
I thought so too. I really thought that was gonna just gap it and go through, but just a little bit of a chip off the yellow. Catches their red. Going for the hit and roll here on the red. Keep that yellow covered up.
Yep. Yep.
Straight away for the sweep.
Oh.
This one's starting to go. It's a little bit light.
Ja, misschien rent hij genoeg af. En, dat stikt. Oké. Oké, iets meer ijs.
And that is going to slide through the house, so yeah.
It's okay.
A little bit more ice needed for that weight.
Blijven liggen, hè. Oké.
So roll over on this one. First and foremost, get rid of the yellow. Second, keep the shooter in the house.
Doe eens. Blijven gaan.
to make sure this stays off their red. It's really starting to go.
This could work. This could
That's
work.
going to be really nice. Yep, right there, gets rid of it. Very good shot. Very good shot for Roland there.
Yeah, he can be happy about that one. Like, interesting to see. He is using the step-on slider for this game, something you don't often see in the Belgian Curling League.
No, yeah, he has been staying with that. He's most comfortable with it, I guess.
Yep.
And so
Uit. That's neat.
this one is going to just get a little bit too straight. Catches it on the nose.
You just needed 2 extra millimeters to get that that double takeout.
Kaart.
Yep. Just going for a guard here, kind of protect that, take advantage of the yellow stone.
Ja.
This one's gonna curl over a bit. You don't want it to hit the yellow too hard. That will tap over and freeze. Not freeze on it, just bump it back a bit, but opens things up, allows them to use that one.
Op 11.
All right, going for just slightly less than hack weight on this one.
Yep. Uit. Uit. All the way. Uit. It's mooi.
Who's working this one?
Klein rolletje.
This works.
Yep.
Oh,
Gets
and
the
the
roll
roll.
over. That's great.
Oh.
That's really what they wanted there. So
Fantastic. And Wouter, he promised us a lot of shot of the matches, and I think he is delivering on his promise.
clicking on that one for sure.
Yeah, League A teams, watch out. The Drubble Trouble is preparing himself for an epic spot in the highest ranks of Belgian curling.
Ja.
That's the kind of Dutch boldness you can expect. They will just announce, I'm going to throw a shot of the matches. We're going to win the League B.
Ja, doe maar. We gaan hier achter komen gewoon.
Doing that kind of stuff.
Trying to get this one around. It's going to chip on the red and end up in second shot out in the middle. Hack weight here. Get rid of this red. Possibly leave the shooter sitting over top of the yellow.
Clean. Yep. Uit.
Started out with a clean, wanting to keep this one hard. It's starting to curl over. Got to make sure it doesn't take their own yellow out, but it's falling over.
Het is iets.
Taps
Oké,
both
hou ze
yellow,
balletjes
moves
af.
both yellows. Red is now lying shot.
Guard.
So, looking for the guard here. Placement on this is important. They want this one up out of the house.
Daar juist. Hetzelfde ijs als daar juist. En je bent hier beland. Dus. Dat gaat goed komen.
So making sure he's got the right ice. Sweeper staying off it. Feels a bit on the heavier side.
You can find the tap on yellow one and roll
Nog
back.
meer rest mogen vragen.
Definitely not.
Nog meer rest mogen vragen.
Just not the weight. The weight's just
No.
not there.
Yeah, it looks better, but I guess if you're going out that far, it's
Yeah.
what do you call it? It's a bit
Yeah.
slower. So yeah, then it curls more. So yeah, this one just over curled, now providing a guard for that yellow sitting in the third shot.
You do it again. Wel nou iets minder hoor.
Wanting actually a little bit less ice.
In track record voor iets te hard gooien is toch wel aanwezig. Oké. Dun. Yep. Yep.
It looks all right. Making sure it doesn't curl too much at the end there. And there it goes.
Excellent. Excellent. Does that close the door, John?
Not entirely sure. Yeah, don't think it's going to be easy. Hit and roll there.
Yeah, there's a little
possibility.
I think they should have to try it.
Een beetje meer, want ik ga hem niet super
Yeah, I think right now that's really their
Heeft
only
hem maar.
option.
Ja. Ja, ik kan geen take-out spelen. Hè. Je gaat hier niet super snel aankomen. Ja, je moet rollen. Hè. Dat gaat goed staan. Er zit veel curl op. Hè. Ik wil op de die en de rechter rollen.
Looking for maybe a slightly heavier
Een andere
draw.
take-out, dan ligt hij weer open, dan doen zij die ook terug weg. Dus we moeten niet hebben liggen waar ze niet direct aan kunnen. Anders heeft het geen zin.
Is this outside or is it just my gut feeling? But it feels very wide.
It's heavy.
Allee, valt dan. Blijft rechtdoor zeker.
That is going to actually chip on that yellow. How far is that going to push it back? Not enough, so they're still sitting 4. Yeah, that one, not a great
It's
attempt
off.
there. Just too wide,
Iets meer misschien.
too much
Voor
weight.
12 voet. Ja, dit is bijna een draadje op paadje, dus laten we die maar gewoon doen. Ja, ik weet niet of je nou heel veel harder curlt dan net. Ik denk, doe maar wel iets minder. Voor mij curlen ze wel wat minder dan...
Art saying his stones don't curl as much, so taking a little bit less ice. They just want to draw this. Put something in here, just kind of take away this draw path
Wow.
right there.
Wow. Start. Ik zei het op een gekke manier, misschien... Kort.
Somewhere just over the top of the
Dagmar?
house. One's looking okay, but is it
Push
going
him.
to curl a little too much? Yeah, that's going to get a little bit too far to the inside, I think.
Oké. Goed ingeschat. Netjes.
Ja.
Just a little bit too much
Just
curl
a
on that,
snelheid.
so opportunity.
Ja,
Just
ja,
need
ja,
to
ja,
get
ja.
to the
Maar als dat niet lukte,
just need to get to the 4 foot to take
hetzelfde
one.
als je hier tikt. Ja, je moet er langs. Maar er zit wel redelijk wat curl op, dus je mag redelijk breed vragen. Hè, want als ik die 8 aanraak, dan is het om zeep. Hè, dus. Ja, hier wel.
This one's going to be about the weight. Once you start getting this much in the scoring zone, is that
Okay.
close or that tight, it's really an anxious shot for
Ik heb nog
the
geen zin
fourth
om naar de
here.
kantine te gaan, dus ik ga
Ja.
mijn best doen.
And again, they're looking at 4
Gewoon leggen. Hè.
yellow stones, basically. And Vincent saying, I don't feel like already going to the... or is he feeling like going to the cantina? Just
Maybe he's feeling like going to the canteen already. But you have to play 6.
something tells me this is not going to be an 8-ender this afternoon.
No, not unless something turns around here. This one's not looking too bad. Got to make sure, though, it gets around that yellow. Did they wait too long? They waited too long.
Oh no, they just waited too long, and then
Yeah.
I'm counting 4 again.
Ai, ai, ai.
Vincent scratching his head there. He knew that was the... He mentioned that up front, we cannot hit that front yellow one, otherwise we are bamboozled, to just avoid other terminology there, but I think the sentiment is, yeah, he left this one a bit short and adding 4 points to the board, extending the lead for Dun Schrobkes 9-0 halfway. And my question comes back, John, do you start playing the scoreboard at this point?
Now I think you can start playing the scoreboard. I think
If
not that
now,
I feel like Dun Schrobkes was doing much outrageous or aggressive in this fourth end. I think, but now I feel like they can be even much more conservative, taking the really safe shots, forcing Wipe My Ass to do something to build their way back into it. And there, I think that one was kind of like a sweep or vice skip fault there. I think the weight would have been okay had they started sweeping it.
yeah.
Like from halfway down the ice, I think they could have gotten it there.
Yeah, there was
but-
no line call kind of mentioning, hey, sweep for line because this is going to hit if you don't.
Yeah.
And no break, no canteen break for Wipe My Ass, kind of breaking their team tradition a bit, but just...
I think maybe they're trying to say, let's just get this show on the road and get this done. So after a steal of 4 for Dun Schrobkes, they lead at 9-0 over Wipe My Ass as we start the 5th end. Walter Koch starting things off.
Yeah, and don't forget, Dun Schrobkes is still one of those teams that I consider a candidate to promote to A. So they are playing against a tough team. Sometimes, yeah, if you're playing against an opponent that is very good, you start questioning your own skill level. But you don't forget that opponents can make it hard for you. Always playing on the back foot, always forcing you to draw stones that are more difficult than your average draw to the button.
Trying to get around this guard. This
Well,
one feels a bit on the heavy side. Is that going to slow down enough?
This is fine.
Once it starts to go,
Just
just trying to finish this one in. Got to make sure it gets into the house.
Definitely not on the heavier side.
No, that really slowed down quite a bit. I mean, this is what we saw in the third end, was teams just not getting enough weight to get into the house and coming up short and over curling. So let's see if Wilder
Nice,
can
good.
find it. Bart likes the line.
Kijk,
Sweepers
hij moet
seem
op
to
4,
like the
hè.
weight. Now they're starting to go because I want to make sure it
Line
gets
komt
into
er
the
wel.
house.
Hard, 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 hard.
Look at it go. It's even coming into the red
Oh,
guard.
Ah, hij,
Right after.
ging ineens hard, maar had wel wat weinig rotatie. Dus
Just
ik denk
that
dat het
line
geval was.
where both teams keep struggling to get it around.
And right after Bart says, the line
Megan?
looks good, it says no. It is not.
Yeah, because like 9-0, if you don't watch the game, you could assume it's flawless execution over on the Dutch side, but they make mistakes. White Mass is just not able to kind of
Ja,
punish
ja, ja, doe maar.
those build-up mistakes.
Needing to make sure this
Okay,
one
watch
gets
this
around.
here.
They are on the sweep. Looks good around the guard. And they're going to get this one buried. And that is going to carry just a little past the tee, but does get buried. So, oops, swear jar.
Ja.
You know, it's in there, and it's in a fairly decent position. Of course, obviously, you don't want that shot to cross the tee line too much, but given kind of how they were throwing on those draws earlier, this is one of their best attempts.
Yep.
And it's in the house.
Eén
Could
lengte.
always end up a second point.
Oké, krijg hem zo diep mogelijk dan. All the way. Blijf gaan. Hard dan. Hard.
Light.
Zo diep mogelijk.
It's very light.
Ah, oké. Ja, hou maar.
Trying to bring it as deep as they can,
Ja,
but
push hem maar
not,
iets. Maar-
not going to really come deep
Kijk.
enough.
Ja, dat is zacht. Hij leek op zich wel goed uit het hek te komen.
Nope. So, if I'm Vincent, I think you're just throwing the same stone over again.
Yeah,
You're
keep
just-
drawing in there, adding just stuff in there. If they're short, they block the next
Yeah.
draw. So
Come around this side, give him just a little bit more ice, have him hopefully throws a little bit more weight, and there's enough curl to easily get in and down there.
good work.
Just really looking,
Next
this
man
one's
ook
going to be
snel.
really wide of the guard, but looks a little bit heavy, so
Ja, nu misschien? Ja, ik weet het niet goed.
so I'm not sure. Let that finish. I think it looks fine. You want that above the tee. That's going to get buried. That's a fantastic
Dat is
stone right
goed.
there on top of the button. That's
It's
absolutely
superb, yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. This is definitely one of those excellent draws. Sitting
no
nicely
Matthew.
behind the guards, in front of the tee. And finally, Wipe My Ass is putting some
Okay.
pressure on the Dun Schrobkes. Dun Schrobkes, named after I think a Tilburg beer, if I remember.
Yes. Oh. All right, for the first time in the match, like
Whoa.
Bart's having to
Whoa.
play some strategy, alternate strategies. So looking at trying to peel things off here, open it up. They want to leave it possible for them to get out, get at those red stones.
If I'm Wipe My Ass,
19,
just
netjes.
add another red one to the pile.
Yeah, I think
and
you just throw it again.
is Bart able to save the hack there, or was he just slightly too late?
Oops, I
Luis.
missed it. Something tells me he was late. Yeah.
Now we'll see.
Yeah,
If,
just have Roland through the same stone. This one feels tight. This one feels a little bit
Hij zit
narrower
meer
than the
naar binnen.
previous.
Yeah.
Hij gaat daar niet naast.
So they're gonna it's gonna tap it. Yellow one over. Major damage there.
Ja, nu is die runback
Still
niet
kind
goed.
of
Maar hij kan wel
leaves the
openen.
guard out. Those yellows are stacked up, so Christmas trees can't really go after the red yet on the shot
Ja,
red.
je kan ook
So
die rode proberen.
Yeah, Red's sitting pretty strong
Yeah,
here.
laten
2
we dat
stones at
gewoon
the
doen.
house. The
Gooi hem
draw is
heel
hard
veel
for
voor.
Schrobkes.
Ja.
So now, playing the scoreboard means the plan is don't allow White My Ass to score a whole lot of points. Even if it's 2, that's acceptable, just not 3 or 4.
another big weight stone here. There is possibility to do like a run back with this red, so I think that's what they're trying on the outside.
Yep,
That
yep.
felt inside off his hand.
Nice.
Yep, that's going to be a bit tight. It's going to catch the
Hij doet
yellow.
veel, maar... Oké,
Leaves it open.
oké.
Misschien gewoon liggen. Komt er gewoon achter.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind drawing, but I wouldn't also mind just promoting that redstone, just kind of bumping extra redstones in the house that way.
Yeah, like there's several options here. They get around it and they lay something. It taps it back. They got a guard and another stone in the house. Or even if it just comes up short and is a guard, it's not the end of the world.
Not super easy to come around, and if it's sits out,
We gaan hem wel tikken gewoon. Hè. Ja.
could be a good plan B here.
Ja.
It's starting to curl over. They need to get some little bit of weight so it actually does go forward. Not quite hard enough.
Spijtig.
Looked like he had handle on it, but not very much. I think that might have caused it to slow down a little bit more. There's not a whole lot for Bart here, and maybe having to open things up.
Yeah, you have 3 more stones. I think that's just using those 3 stones to cannon out a lot of stones and
Bringing out the big gun here, big peel.
Yep.
Wanted to move things around in the middle, hoping they can get a gap in at those stones.
almost catch the red one there, but this is a very decent shot.
Yeah, moves a lot of rounds. Still leaving that red guard there. What are they going to do with it? I think you try that same shot again. Hoping he gets just a little bit more weight on it, so if it does curl too much, it can tap that red one in a little bit more. Pick up that extra stone in the house.
Precies iets harder, ja. Kunnen we hem erin tikken, ja, ja. Beeg eens. Ja, ja, beeg.
Promotion tap.
Starts to slow down just before the hog line as they're trying to get it down just a little bit. Doesn't need to go very far. Gets it enough.
I like this option. And now
that's a good spot. Yep,
you can kind of keep doing that, kind of tap in extra stones. You keep your guards. So I think that just works.
Yeah, it even is a little bit on the inside, so nose hit on that red does not get to the shot stone, so it's going to be a little bit harder for them to get there.
Er staan genoeg voor, dus kan ook nog proberen en dan kan je dadelijk met mijn draw nog in.
You do have a yellow onto red here, but
is
that going to stay? What's going to happen there?
Dit hier raken. Ja. Ja.
It looks like. I think what he's trying to do is come in a little bit, catch it on this side, have that one go there, and then that come like that. It's a possibility. I think really just cleaning these things up.
Yeah, just making sure you get some stuff out of there, so you have an option to draw something in with your last stone. And that should be the plan.
Definitely has a weight. Nope. Runs back, but just trades one for another.
Yeah,
still 3 in the house.
Guard is goed.
Does put their yellow in as the run back, but.
Hier, garden. Beste, hè?
Yeah, I think if I'm Vincent, that's what I'm doing. Putting a guard in here, covering up this area.
Yeah, put a guard. You can always draw with your last stone, but just take away that run back, because you know if you're Dun Schrobkes, that's the play you're going for.
To be fair, I still think Dun Schrobkes has a chance to get over this side.
Yeah, but we've seen how teams struggled. So if you have to make a choice, what do you want Dun Schrobkes to try, the run back or the draw? Well, let's just guard it and force them to make that difficult draw they struggled with so far.
Er wel over, hè? Want ik heb heel traag gedaan. Galore weet dat, hè?
It's quite a lot of curl here.
Gotta make sure it gets over. I think it's fine. If they get it over the hog line, I
Yeah.
think that's gonna be all right.
But it's way too wide. If the
Yeah.
plan was to...
Oh yeah, to cover up the yellow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Ja,
was
dan eerst
thinking
de
over the red, but yeah.
Dus als je dan te veel inhoudt.
No, not quite the result they were
Thank you.
looking for.
Nope, you can see Dun Schrobkes immediately figuring out where to hit the yellow one, so that
Kijk,
guard
als ik iets
is not
binnen zit, dan
really
is het
serving
oké, weet je, als je dat
any
doet,
purpose.
dan heb je tenminste eentje af. Dus doe maar dit ijs, dan ja. Good. Then Becky.
White My Ijs so far sitting 3, hoping to score 3 or 4 in this end to
Ietsje minder hard.
open things up. If White My Ijs manages to score 3 or 4,
Back in the
can we conclude that Dun Schrobkes didn't play the scoreboards and allowed them to, or allowed White My Ijs to play with the stones that were in play? Like going for these draws earlier on, trying to steal instead of trying to keep things open.
Yep.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you can see that. This one's going to be a little bit out. Catches the red, but not enough to push it out of the house. And so
No.
now,
I think, I think if you have a 9-0 score lead and you're looking at White My Ijs going for a draw for 4, maybe you made some wrong choices there. Because that's the one thing you cannot allow your opponent to do, is have a
Langs welke
chance to score
kant? Ja,
big.
langs stier.
well, they also, maybe the decisions were wrong, but there was also the execution as well. And
Yeah,
I think that
definitely.
it, Roland being able to get that stone right there into the 4-foot behind everything really kind of changed the
Ik heb hem schrik.
strategy for
langs hier kom.
Dun Schrobkes.
Yeah, but they went for guards. They went for
Ja,
draws behind
maar
the
ik moet er
guards
wel
instead of
tussen zijn.
saying, well, just no guards.
Yeah, they should have just been putting things in the house from the beginning.
Yeah.
The hitting game doesn't hurt them.
No, and as soon as the guards are there
Ja,
and
want
you
ik
can
mag
start taking out guards,
deze
just
zeker niet raken.
don't try to draw, but just make sure there is no option for White My Ijs to score a lot. Now they have an open draw here, and look at how the stones are scattered all around.
Yeah.
It's like a very nice pattern there.
Vincent was a little unsure about coming up this side, and honestly, they've come up this other side so much that it's like, oops, why not come in over here? You've got backing. Wrong color, but you guys get the idea. They've got backing there.
This one coming over on the other side, feels light, not gonna get there.
He was worried about tapping in one of the yellows. So maybe played a little bit safe. It's not dead yet. They can maybe get this there. That
Ouch.
little chip, if they had held onto it a little bit longer earlier, or got onto it a little bit earlier, that could have gotten there. But hey, a 3-house gets them back into the match.
That's true. I mean, it's a way back in the game. 4 would have been nicer, but 3 is also. I mean, if you score 3 under a hammer, basically that's always good.
Yeah.
Nog zo eentje. En we zijn terug aan het spelen.
And Schrobkes, they will get the hammer again after stealing a bunch of events. And White My Ijs, they are basically forced to now steal back to back.
So White My Ijs will be leading this end off after that 3-house. They trailed Dun Schrobkes 9-3.
Lighting a touch outside and then pushed it in.
This one feels on the heavy side. Then again, I'm always wrong, so
Ziet er oké uit.
it's actually a lot harder to judge the weight from the camera than when you're on the ice.
Yeah.
This one actually going to settle in nicely. Just
Is
curls
het
off the center line, but
Dat is oké, hè.
This is good.
Kunnen we wel.
good guard to start. Yep.
Center guards. Not on the center line, but other than that, very, very decent center guards. So, good first stone for the Smurf boys. White.
Nice again.
They're wearing white trousers, so kind of reminds
White,
me
yeah,
of.
white
Die is
pants,
mooi.
blue top.
Hij rent
Yep,
wel, denk ik.
from Belgium.
Zeker erin.
They're Smurfs.
Yep.
Oké. Ja, dat...
Just gonna get into Bite the House. If that's what they liked, so. Don't forget to get your votes in on the poll. They will be closing. Poll will be closing after this end. Obviously, I think it's pretty unfair for the people who voted early, but we like to keep the polls open for 6 ends.
Yeah. Might be a bit light here.
Definitely on the tighter
Although
side.
sweepers are pretty confident. Yeah,
Staying off it because they
Niemand.
want this one to curl
Dan moeten we
over.
raken, hè.
They can get this yellow.
oh,
That could actually be a very nice result, riding up underneath the guard. Oh, look at that.
and the Swedish curl.
Look at that little Swedish curl, kind of peeks it out, but you know what? I like that one.
I mean, this is a very, very good start of the game. If your lead is able to have that center guard in place and then that stone front of the tee on the center line, I think you can be pretty happy. Sure, it peeks out a bit, so you know the Schrobkes is going for it, but
Clean. Yep. Yep. Yep.
This one,
Hard.
with only hack weight, they're going to have to hold this one hard.
Hard.
catching the
Okay,
guard,
this is
I'm
the
afraid.
guard. Ah. Yep.
Now they have to be careful it doesn't tap that red one into the house, which it looks like it is going to.
Okay.
Leave it there. If I was White Mass, 2 stones in the house, and you still have that center guard.
Well, they have to leave it there because it wasn't on the center line.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Vincent now looking what are they going to do with that. And while he's doing that, we can take a look at the
Guard.
scoring update. Ramstein with a commanding 6-0 lead over Begleding in the 5th end. And Morocco taking after being down 2-0, coming back to score 7.
Oh wow! Finally rewarded for all their dedication and commitment. Yeah, Ramstein winning big against Begleding. I mentioned before the game I was expecting Begleding to maybe be a dark horse in their group. They won against the Arctic Foxes. The players
gaan we niks mee doen.
showed kind of great potential during the club championships this week. So
Misschien ook backing.
I told them could be surprised with the potential of Begleding. They still have a second part of the game, of course, to come back. And Ramstein, yeah, they are the team that is always trying to come back to be the bouncer team, basically. Bounce up to B, bounce back to C.
Yep. Well, I see there is now an update over on sheet B. Morocco scored 2 more, stole 2 in the 5th, so they lead it now 9-2
That's
over
huge.
College
Okay.
Boys.
Yep.
What a great end for the weekend
Yep.
for the Moroccans.
Yep.
It's going to help them drive back to Paris, about a 4-hour drive.
Oh. Push him. Push him. Push.
It's going to catch that yellow. How far is that going to tap it in?
Ja, dat door.
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
Okay.
No more
Yeah.
center guards. That's good
Open. It's in margin.
for the Dutchies because yeah, already 3 red stones in the house. White Mass claiming the pin there so
Kant
far.
op
And
deze kant.
if they're able to put a good center guard, putting a lot of pressure on the Dutch team.
Yep.
Not something you want if you were looking at a very nice scoreboard 15 minutes ago.
Lijkt me
A little bit heavier. It's going to come in there. Maybe they can get a chip off the red and kind of get over the top. It does, and actually stacks up pretty well. So
Yeah.
not exactly what they wanted, but
Not a perfect freeze, but I like it. It gives Wipe My Ass a fighting chance. At least it's
Going up
something
to net.
that forces Dun Schrobkes to deal with right now.
yep. All right, looking for Kind of a nose hit here. Just deal with one of them right now and then worry about the next one after.
This one needs all the weight it can have.
Uit!
Oh.
Uit!
I don't know if it's the straighter side. They're working on it as hard as they can, but it is curling over. It's going to catch on the edge.
The worst, it will separate the stones.
Yep. But doesn't push it out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't think that had
Wat je
the
doen?
right weight on it.
White Mass is going to get rid of the yellow stone and even rolling to the left on the center line could be a great outcome, but first things first.
Do you think Dun Schrobkes, maybe lost a little focus getting up that 9-0 lead and they're making some uncharacteristic mistakes we didn't see in the first half of the match?
Yeah, I think kind of the thing that was kind of riding in the back of our minds in the last end and also in this end, like, do you want to allow White Mass to have this many stones in the house?
Blijven gaan. Hard, hard,
This
hard.
one's curling. They're trying to hold this one. Is it going to catch?
No.
I think it's going to over curl and just flashes
Jongens,
by.
maar helaas.
Unfortunate there.
I think if you're Schrobkes, you don't really want to just think of a plan to win the end. Just get the red out of there. Get red stones out of there. You have a 6-point lead. You don't need to win every end. Just need to make sure you win the game. That's objective number 1.
Wil je hem control gooien? Ja, doe maar. Doe maar control en dan dit.
Wants a slight roll to the inside. Hopefully that has an angle that it will still catch the one in the back.
Push hem. Buiten.
It's a bit wide. Trying to push this
Dag maar,
one
dag maar, dag
over.
maar.
Oh, now it feels like it's over
Hij is wel
curling.
heel zacht.
It's just not hard enough.
Dit is geen
And red
control.
No,
red
he
stones
wanted-
are still in play. And this is an opportunity here again for White Mass to
Ik ga een
get
beetje
some
meer
yellow out of there and
uitvragen.
stay.
Geven.
Yeah, he wanted control weight, and that didn't even move that top stone more than a stone and a half in the house. So obviously not control.
I'd say just better be hard and soft. Just any red out of there is a score. Is a stone White Mass doesn't have to score.
Reaper's staying off it. It's got some good weight behind it. Is this going to, but it's too wide. It's going to catch on their own.
Good work.
Maybe it's going to pack 2, so it
Oh, works excellent.
does get rid of it.
If you're Dun Schrobkes, you don't want to end up having to draw against a 5 house or a 6
Normal,
house on your
opnieuw.
hammer.
Going for peel weight on this, really just needing to throw something in here hard and seeing what moves around.
I think that makes sense. And Paul is just going to slide in there.
Yep. Yep. Uit.
This one's already starting to move quite a lot. Swing it towards the wall. It's going to catch 1, catches 2.
That's
and
a good
shooter
result.
sits, yeah, like
Hoi,
that,
bal.
and comes back over the top there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're hard enough, even if the angles are not perfect, it just has the weight to get the
hard op
stones
de
out of
been.
there. Even the jammers in the
wiggen.
back.
Now the question is, will that yellow come off enough to go over the top of those reds, or will it jam on one of them?
Dat we die garden of wat? Eerst garden en dan proberen van weg te spelen met ons. Wat denkt u dat ze dan gaan doen? Wacht gaan we doen?
I don't hate a nose hit on that yellow.
I mean, the back yellow will definitely go, but the front, the kind of question is, what will happen with the front yellow?
En als ik hier tegen zou kunnen tikken en dan garden, maar dan moet dan juist vallen. Probeer toch hard op die 2 doen. Ja? Ja, ik moet hem een beetje meer links raken dan. Ja. Ik zou langs hier komen. Ja.
I would draw this up, but my telestrator died again, so.
Kan die weg doen.
There is a little bit of a gap between the 2 yellow stones, so it doesn't need to be perfect or super hard to get both of them to move.
Ja, vegen jongens.
Need to sweep this one. First and foremost, they need to make sure they hit it. Get rid of at least one of these.
Good work.
Hard genoeg voor een dubbele teken.
Is there a jam in there? Oh,
And it actually goes between, so. Oh, but it didn't move that yellow very hard.
So that was not a takeout. Both yellow stones are still in play, and I think
Die 2 outcount.
the yellow in the back is pretty helpful. It's better than a couple of, at least it's better than 2 red stones.
Kijk, hij kan dit wel
Maybe
hitten.
even 3.
Dan
Yeah,
moet
it's
hem
really tight.
binnen raken.
Close to whether it's 3rd or 4th.
Zich. Maar ik denk als ik hem hierbij... Ja, oké, dan moet ik hem wel goed leggen natuurlijk. Als ik hem hier leg, dan hebben zij vrij weinig. Denk jij? Ja, goed. Dat je dit meer is voor. We gaan ervan uit dat ik hem sowieso wel raak, alleen de vraag is waar raak ik hem. Als het op die gele komt, dan is het wel heel jammer. Oké, laten we dit gewoon doen. Dan,
I don't mind that. I mean,
No,
sure.
I mean,
Yeah, there is always a
Zoiets.
jam option, but if it's hitting, you can kind of have 2 stones biting the forefoot. Then you kind of force Wipe My Ass to drop basically, because double takeout will be very hard.
oh,
We'll see
die
what happens.
linkerrooi.
just kind of drawing here, and
Hier.
a freeze would be
Ja,
actually
nee,
quite
dat is
perfect,
waar,
because
hoor.
I think with 1 stone, I think you're getting handshakes after this end. If Wipe My Ass is somehow able to score a couple, steal a couple, then we'll see more curling. But I think Schrobkes just really kind of needs to limit the damage, just prevent a big steal, and that's going to be enough. Indicates a little bit heavy.
Op die achterste rooien. Yep,
They're
yep.
staying off it.
Dag
Now
maar.
they're on. Now going to try to hold it. That's going to tap on that back red. Not quite the result that they wanted there.
Although, yeah, it takes away at least those 3 red
Yeah.
stones in the 12 foot for sure. And now there is an open takeout for 2 for Wipe My Ass. I think red is still the shot stone, so they have to hit and roll inside and take the 2.
Je punten scoren. Ja.
It's the
Ja,
only
maar,
option I see, to be honest.
als-
They don't have an option to score 3.
Je moet het nog doen ook, hè. Maar
No, no.
And red is the shot stone, so basically they have to go for red.
Yeah.
They cannot leave red. If they draw, they draw for 1.
2.
But hit and stay is the option for 2 points, and there is no option for 3 points.
Zo, het zou beter zijn als we een beetje dichter liggen als in deze. Kunnen we misschien zo.
Again. Wait, I was mixing up colors.
Deze
Ja.
colors
verliezen
here, yeah.
En ik lig een klein beetje
No,
There-
my arguments
there's-
makes no sense now because I switched colors around in my head.
Well, no, there's still no way for 3.
Yeah, that's true.
There still isn't much. So White Mice, the best they can do is get rid of this yellow, hopefully sit in a spot where,
Is dat te hard, dan is
and then hope for a miss.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, if they force the Schrobkes to just draw for 1,
Dan niet
and
heel
they have
veel.
two stones in the forefoot, that's
Ja,
what you want to do, I guess.
klein beetje, zoiets misschien. Ja.
Even a kind of corner freeze against the yellow stone is not super bad. Or freeze against your own reds. Yeah, but freezes are very hard to
Met een
make.
3. Ik wil tegen die gele vriezen.
I'm not sure I'm fully on board with this call. I think I would prefer a takeout.
Yeah, no set takeout also kind of forces Schrobkes to play for 1.
Met de snelheid.
Because if he's too deep and it doesn't curl enough, this is way outside, to be honest.
Veel vallen. Heel veel.
It's not going to curl
Yeah.
on that onto that yellow. Because it's going to be short, they need it to be
Yeah, sweep it in the forefoot and then just be it. Let
No.
it be a competitive stone.
too light.
It's too light for that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Then it's an open takeout
Dat echt
for
niet goed op de lijn.
Schrobkes to score. I have
Dit
to
met
count
normal?
here.
Believe it would be three or
Four.
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 Yeah.
Open
If they
takeout for
hit
4.
stick, yep.
Zolang die uit de weg is, dan heb je al 1. Zolang ik hem raak, is het al oké.
If I'm Schrobkes, I'm playing
Not
for
with
that. If you make it, it's basically GG.
Yeah.
And if you don't, well, White Mask can score 1. You keep the hammer. 9-4 is still a big score lead, so
Okay.
you just have an
Peel door
a
towards,
very, very tempting opportunity to shake hands
een
after
beetje
this one if you
geluk,
make this one.
heb je 4.
I think 14 to
Zolang we
3,
raak
very likely going to be
Yeah.
13 or 14 to 3. Or no, sorry, 12 or 13 to 3.
Yeah.
You're going to see handshakes.
Yeah, you have it's match points, and you have an opportunity to just smash it.
Yep.
Hammer was a bit too excited. Here we go again.
That
And there it is.
it. And that is going to be
Toch een beetje
4.
geluk. Nice.
4, and now we'll have to wait and see what Wipe My Ass decides. Vincent looking at the scoreboards, he knows 13-3 is big, and now he's probably kind of debating with his team, what do we do? 13-3, chances are very
Yeah.
little we're winning. So
There are the handshakes.
Ben ook wedstrijd. Ja.
Or Yost is giving
Yeah, yeah,
handshakes.
yeah.
Everybody else is like, hey, wait, did we decide that?
Oh,
Jules made the decision, he's not skip nor vice skip, so he's kind of saying, okay, sorry. But they already shook hands, so it's
Voor de gezelligheid. Oké, ja.
voor de
Wat
socials.
toch in beeld zijn.
Ja, precies.
But
Anders
they're
zijn de
debating.
kijkers thuis hebben te saai.
Ja, oké. Dan doen we nog eentje voor de sport. Goed, nee, zijn we.
Vincent.
We hebben het toch ingepland, dus...
Prima.
Oh, they're doing it for the fans. Vincent said if it wasn't for the stream, we would have shook
ja,
hands,
nou,
but
laten we het gewoon
Oh,
doen.
wanting to keep it going. All right, all right. They
Alles-
don't have to.
hey, another end is another potential shot of the match.
Yep, more content.
So no drinks so far.
Gewoon, top 4. Gewoon scherp blijven in het huis.
So after giving up 3, Dun Schrobkes comes back with their own 4 to just extend the lead to 13 to 3.
Yeah. Imagine if White Mice would say, no, we want to play because we're on stream, and then Schrobkes go, just throw it out, and every stone in the house take it out, making it super boring, and I don't think that's what they're going for.
No.
Top 4.
For them,
Krijgen
this
we
is
zeker
training.
in, hè?
Wants this one in the house.
Oké. Doe dan maar 3.
This one coming up a little bit
Come on.
light.
Oh,
But good center guard is also all right. And just curls off the center line.
So Jost shook hands, but is down on his knees to throw the first stone of the 7th end for Wipe My Ass.
Has a line.
Ja,
Are they going to
blijven
get the weight? That looks pretty good.
Oké, stop maar, stop maar. Nu lukt
Gonna
dat wel,
just
hè.
peek around the other side, but good weight there.
Yeah, excellent. Sweeping was needed to get it around the guards. It peeks out just a bit too much to scare off Dun Schrobkes. So Rotor is just going to hammer it out.
Yep. Uit.
Hold the sweep, hold the line on this one. Trying to curl it over now. This one's going to be just fine. It's going to be slight outside of the nose, but gets the job done.
Yep. Solid play here so far from both teams, to be honest.
Tokyo drift on the slide there, getting a bit wide, but seems to keep the stone in a decent line. Sweeping this one hard, trying to make sure it gets all the way down there, holds it straight.
Oh, look at that.
It's a little bit outside, but that's going to catch on the nose. So got to have enough weight to get it out. Not quite, but does push it back out of the shot position.
It's shot, and the yellow stone is not out, but it serves as a jammer potentially.
Right, we have ended the poll. 50% of you think Wipe My Ass is going to win. Dun Schrobkes 50%. At this point, I think the Dun Schrobkes voters are going to be victorious.
Yes, and that includes us with our prediction, and it's 50-50, but we don't have just 2 voters, it's actually a lot more, but
I like the optimism of the Wipe My Ass fans. Because I even saw a couple of votes come in for them after they were down by a bit, so
yeah, that's
quite
something
like that.
I really like a lot about the team. They would never kind of have a kind of negative feelings or any type of bad leadership. They are smiling back to back. I think one of the most positive teams in the league, I suppose.
Yep. Giving the international sound of, oh, this is not good. Yeah. This one is light. Is it going to get over the hog? It does, so at least it's in play.
Yeah.
But for a draw, that is not a very good stone. It leaves the hack weight open again for this red. On this red. Dagmar getting her second shot at it. First one flying by. This one looking a little bit better.
Double squeezing around Wipe My Ass, walking back.
Push him, push him, push him.
They get this one to curl over. They like it a little bit on the nose, inside the nose. It's going to tap their own yellow one towards the edge, but not quite out.
Sorry, mij beetje slechte inschatting.
It's close. It's difficult to tell from this angle if the red in the back might be shot. It's.
Are they going for a takeout here? That's quite a lot of ice. I guess so then.
I can't say I'm 100% sure. This one's too hard. It's gonna fly by that yellow, catch on the yellow in the back. So. right, Dun Schrobkes has had enough of that side, coming around the other. Let's put some more, put the broom way wide and have it curl on in.
I think it's safe to say that Morocco is going to conclude a win here, and also on sheet A, it's very distinct, the victory for Ramstein
Nice,
so
prima.
far. So,
I like hard. Okay, push him, push him, push. Okay.
Feels a
Right,
bit
Makan.
wide. Weight's pretty good, but this might give an opportunity for White My Ass to get something
Okay.
in. And nope, comes
Yeah.
up lighter.
this is a
They
good
were
spot
saying
for Schrobkes.
T-line, but that's a good spot. Good spot. Yep.
Yeah, kind of the draw is kind of gone on both sides here.
Ja.
No, this one just seemed to die just right there.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for that. Needed some more weight on it.
Dat,
It just was
eh,
not there.
Dat was...
Feel like White My Ass was just about ready to get back in it. Then giving up that 4 houses just kind of said, all right. And I think they know they're done on this, so maybe just not quite the focus
Okay.
there to finish out
Get
strong.
done. All the way. Okay, Homer.
This one also a little bit light. It's going to come up short. Over
Ietsje zachter,
curls.
ja. Ja.
It closes the gap in between those two Yellowstones, if any.
Ze liggen nog steeds.
Doe maar weg.
Going to just kind of knock these around, see if maybe they can open some things up. Weight looks all right. It might be a little on the wide side though. It's going to catch the edge of the yellow, and what's it going to do? All right, it does tap it through, so
Perfect.
no harm, no foul.
Nice.
Gets rid of one. Makes the draw path a little bit more clear.
I think if Dun Schrobkes is able to just make one good draw, they could steal the steal here.
Hier. Ja. Deze keer wel tot hier. Iets buiten.
Definitely wide enough. Is it too wide though?
Definitely too wide. The question is it also too heavy?
Yeah, it looks like that's going to settle in just behind T, back of the 8. Yeah, so now they've got backing over there.
Ga langs Stierke. Is dat net? Is het nog aan u? Er is nog één.
I think Bart might have gotten thrown off by the
ja,
previous
liggen.
couple of stones
Dan
coming
denk
over
ik
there,
dat we
ending up a little bit light, but
gewoon korter komen als een dier.
or ending up short. But
Ja.
Got the best sliding there.
Liggen. Op de hardvoeten liggen. Ik heb backing, hè. Dan gaan we die
Feels
tikken en
hard.
die
going for the backing. Vincent indicating it's a bit too
Ja,
heavy.
dan moet er niet naar moeten vegen. Ja, ik weet niet goed wat dat gaat.
Oh, a little bit
Dat
too
we moeten
late on
vegen,
that
ja.
call,
Yeah.
and yep, it just chips
Dat hadden we wel
off.
moeten vegen. Plan B.
Couldn't figure out plan B early enough to get something out of that stone. I mean,
Dit wel proberen.
with a little bit of sweeping, could have worked.
Even kijken, kan hij niet
Yeah, they
gewoon weer
needed,
hier?
needed to hit something to maybe get it to stop.
Yeah.
Ja, oké, peel weight. Ja, peel weight. Ja,
Bart going for a peel weight here,
denk oké.
looking for maybe an angle on that yellow back onto the
Ja,
reds.
angle, run.
Yep.
I guess he doesn't trust his draw weight because it's a very similar situation to the stone he got to throw before.
Something tells me this is he's trying this because he wants to see if he can do it more than a necessity. I think being up by 10,
Yep, well. Yep.
it's like, why not? Yep, just a little bit over, a little bit tight on that one.
But I think yellow is still a sitting shot right now.
Yep.
No, it's a
Ja,
draw.
een beetje minder snelheid.
I wouldn't go for a draw. I would go for the nose hit on the back Yellowstone just to score 2 instead of 1, to be honest. Not that it will matter
Ja,
in terms of winning the game, but if you want to have if you
just
just consider it as a solitary end, then that's how you max out your potential.
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the draw as well.
Either way, the match will officially come to an end. No opportunity to play the 8th.
Ja, ik denk het.
Final stone of this huge curling weekend here at Curling Club Zemst, Belgian Curling League. 21 games
Is goed.
and a whole lot more to come, and this stone will not make it into the circles.
Will not even make it over the hog line.
No, and it's what a way to finish off a weekend by not hogging a stone, at least.
Oh, he does get it over.
But it's 1 yellow. Schrobkes leading 14-3, and technically this game is over. Paul also indicating let's wrap it up. Now it's we have deserved our drinks.
Jos heeft dorst.
And the reason to shake hands here, according to White Mass, is just
Nee, dat is
they're getting a bit thirsty. I was able to overhear.
Was it 1 or 2 for yellow?
I think it was 1. And there it is, Handshakes. Off to broom stacking. And
Goed gespeeld.
the Tilburg team collected 4 points and 2 wins out of this weekend. They started their journey in League B very strong. Looking forward to see Dun Schrobkes playing against Gredex and Steengoed later in the league. And of course, we're still waiting for the Luxembourg team because Daniel has been spying around all weekend,
Yep.
getting
yep.
his team ready, and maybe now we're hyping Dun Schrobkes, but maybe we will be hyping the Luxembourgians in about 2 weeks. Who knows?
Dat is oké.
Yep, you guys are going to be watching, getting some good intel from these matches.
Het is wel een heel
Why don't
slecht.
we mute these guys and we'll come back in here. So, that was a pretty dominating display by Dun Schrobkes. You know, they did what they needed to do. You know, one end they kind of let things go, but they were up by 9. It's pretty easy to lose your focus there. You know, on the positive side for White My Ass, they stay in it. They play every end to win. You know, they didn't get discouraged. They were still trying out there. Unfortunately, just struggling to find the right weight and line on this ice. You know, the different sides being a bit quite different from each other. So
Yeah, that's my conclusion as well. I think Dun Schrobkes up front, we considered them the stronger team. They showed. If there was just one kind of little bit of criticism is allowing your opponent to draw for 4 with the big score lead is something you might want to reconsider from a tactical point of view.
Yeah.
Didn't matter for the match, but yeah, you don't want, if it was a closer match or an opponent that is able to come back, then you don't want to give them an opportunity to come back by scoring for a house. But that's it. Dun Schrobkes just had a solid game, good team play, and wipe my ass. They still have a lot of games to come here, and you have the C League, 4 teams going up, so a loss never rules you out of the equation. But that wraps up the weekend. Maybe we can have a small peek at the standings here in League B. Of course, not updated with the result of this game, but Schrobkes and Grey Ducks are 4 points leading the table, and the Schrobkes is basically leading the group with a perfect 4 points out of 2 games. Grey Ducks 4 points out of 4 games. So Schrobkes are going back home, and they can tell their friends and family, hey, we are top of the league in League B, and we are aiming for the highest peak possible, I guess.
Yeah, they are in the driver's seat in this league. Wipe my ass, still plenty of matches to play. They can play themselves out of that bottom spot. Just need to put a little bit more focus in the matches, I think, stay in there and I think a little bit more communication. I think that's the real key. You just didn't hear a lot between the sweepers and the skips, and a couple of times it hurt them not getting that sweep call early enough. So I think that will be something they need to look at and go, okay.
Yeah, that 7 stone from Vincent, that was a draw on the heavy side, but they didn't figure out to go for plan B and tap it on the backing. So they can get a lot more not more revenue, but a lot more kind of gain from communication and going for these plan Bs and plan Cs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, John, concluding here, I think the message stays. Everything is open in League B, and a lot of teams will fight up till the very, very, very last stone in December for these sweet spots in League A. And Steengoed's unbeaten so far. Dun Schrobkes unbeaten so far. Grey Ducks, not the best weekend. They're not out of the game, but maybe it could get a bit scary if they lose another game. So I think Grey Ducks, Dun Schrobkes will be a very important game for the Ducks. But they're not going to worry about that because they have the Seniors Challenge coming up in about 2 or 3 weeks from now.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks. So that's going to be their main objective. That's also the main objective for the team, basically, overall. But yeah, we can ramble on about tables and standings and whatever, but that's boring. So you can have the final goodbye to everybody's watching.
Thank you, everybody who voted in the poll, chatted, watched this whole weekend. We're really happy you guys stopped by. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. I've had a good time this weekend playing and watching. We've still got more curling coming up. I believe next weekend there's more matches. Then we have the Senior Challenge after that, which we may broadcast, we may not. We'll have to see. I will be playing in that. That's the reason why. Still lots more curling in this round, and we're glad to have you guys here. So with that, goodbye.
Bye-bye.